Hey, I'm golf broadcaster Matt Adams. The updated and expanded second edition of my book, The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments, is now available. Readers can expect to march with Arnie's Army at the 1960 U.S. Open, relive Jack Nicklaus's remarkable 1986 Masters win, and be amazed by the Tiger Slam. The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments. Pick it up where fine books sold, including BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com.
This day in sports history. It's February 20th, and on this day in 1955, golfer Mike Souchak set a record that would not be topped for 46 years. So before we really get started today, first, Souchak is not like an everyday name that you might hear in conversation, right? Even if you're a golf fan, you might not have heard of Mike Souchak. Well, he had been a two-sport star at Duke. He played both football and golf there. And now, here in his third year as a pro golfer, he was looking for his first tour win. And Souchak was playing in the Texas Open. He got off to a great start, firing a 60 in the first round to tie the PGA Tour record. That 60 included a scorching back nine of 27 strokes, which broke Ben Hogan's 9-hole mark. But those are not the records we're talking about today, since those happened on Thursday, the 17th. Here on the final day of the tournament, Souchak continued his assault on the Brackenridge Park golf course. Despite temperatures hovering just above freezing and a brisk, chilling wind, Souchak fired a final round 65 for his first tour win. He finished the tournament 27 under par for a final four-round total of 257, both PGA Tour records that would stand for decades. It would not be until the 1998 Hawaiian Open when John Huston finished at 28 under par, and Souchak's four-round total of 257 stood until Mark Calcavecchia posted a 256 in the 2001 Phoenix Open. Souchak would win another 14 PGA Tour events in his career, but he missed out on winning a major, which, again, is probably why a lot of us don't really remember the name Mike Souchak. He finished in the top 10 11 times in majors, but he never finished better than third. In 1929, the Boston Red Sox were forced to move Sunday games for the season from Fenway Park to Braves Field due to the fact that Fenway was a little bit too close to a church to play Sunday ball games. And in 1952, Emmett Ashford became the first black umpire to be certified in organized baseball. However, he had to wait another 14 years before he made his pro debut in the majors, after spending an inordinate amount of time in the minor leagues, enduring racist chants by not only fans, but by fellow umpires. Ashford finally made his major league debut in 1966, becoming the first African-American umpire in the majors. By that point, he was in his 50s, and his eyes were not as good as they once had been, but Ashford had a flair for calling balls and strikes, something that made him a celebrity to some and an aberration for others. He continued to endure racist taunts for his career, something that Major League pitcher Jim Bouton wrote about in his book, Ball 4. That's it for today. More tomorrow on This Day in Sports History. This has been an original Thrive Suite production.
Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history. But as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You could be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you got to do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.